So this Sunday, the Chargers are traveling to Duval to take on the Jags. And despite this being a 10 a.m. start for us, this is just an awesome matchup for the Chargers because the Jags, they don't cover well. They struggle to be consistent, to be a balanced offense. They have to be able to run the ball efficiently with Travis Etienne to open up the passing attack for Trevor Lawrence. And it's just going to be a one-dimensional game, at least in my opinion, from what we've seen from these teams. I mean, the Steelers had a ton of trouble attacking this Charger defense. Aaron Rodgers played arguably the worst game of his NFL career, and he's been playing football for longer than some of you guys have been alive. So if the Steelers weren't able to get anything going, I'm not entirely sure why the Jags would. And sure, they're coming off of a loss against the Texans, a divisional rival. They're at home. Liam Cohen feels like he needs to get this game. But, I hate when people say that. It's kind of like the Chiefs taking on the Broncos. It's like, oh, well, they lost to the Bills. They have to get this game. The Chargers have to get this game. This is a revenge game. The Chargers' run defense was not good early on in the season, but that's because they didn't have Khalil Mack and Denzel Perryman. Now they've got most of their guys back. The defense has been able to stay healthy. It's been the offense that has been derailed with injuries. And the important thing for the Chargers is the fact that right now they're the number fifth seed in the AFC. If the Broncos end up losing to the Chiefs, which I'm sure most of you think they will, and the Chargers beat the Jags, they will jump to the number two seed. Actually, is that? Yeah, that's. Well, it depends. No, actually, no, they won't because the Patriots are probably going to beat the Jets. So the Pats would jump up to the two seed. But still, you jump up to the three seed. So essentially, you jump two spots, and that's big time, man. I mean, like right now, the Chargers they'd have to go to New England. Actually, the Chargers would have to go to Pittsburgh, and if they get that number three seed, they'd be at home at least. So yeah, big difference between a home game and an away game. Sure, the Chargers don't have the best home field advantage in the NFL by any means, but like going to New England, going to Pittsburgh, I mean that's just not something that anyone would want to do. And we saw the Chargers being at home against the Steelers and how much of an advantage it was because Herbert's not going to be able to hear anything. And the Chargers, they've had to go to Houston and they've had to go to Duval, of course, in the two times they've made the playoffs with Herbert. So just getting that home field advantage, I'm pretty sure the Chargers will have a lot more fans there if it's a playoff game. I mean, I think the fans will travel. I hope they travel. I know for sure, dude. I definitely will be there. So but we just got to talk a little bit more about this game. And see, the Jags, they've just gotten a lot worse as the season has progressed. And the Chargers were at their best the first 3 weeks. Like they were at their best when they had Joel. They won't have Joel the rest of the year. But this defense is playing so well to the point where I think the Chargers can legitimately at least challenge anyone, if not beat them. And then the offense, well, Justin Herbert, even though the offensive line struggled, Justin Herbert has just found ways to get it done. And then you look at Kamani Vidal, of course, and what he's added to this attack. Even when Hampton and Najee were out there, the rushing attack was never like the best. Like there were some explosive plays, but just consistently Vidal has been able to get inside of the tackles, of course, like he did against the Steelers, and then outside of the tackles the rest of the way. So I just think that with Lad McConkey stepping up as well, Aronde Gadsden was a full participant in the last two practices. This team is starting to click on all cylinders. And the AFC, I don't think it has one team that the Chargers are going to look at and be like, yeah, we just can't beat them. Like the Colts game wasn't pretty by any means, but the Chargers are going to have guys back. They have guys back that they didn't in that game. They're going to have guys certainly back come playoff time. And the defense as well, it's just ever since that Colts game, it has definitely stepped up and played well. Like the defense only gave up after that 38-24 loss, 10 points to the Vikings, 20 to the Titans, and then 10 to the Steelers. So clearly something has clicked, and the Chargers look like a completely different football team. And I do think that this is a tough task going to Duval, a place in which the collapse happened, of course, a place in which it's not easy to go there, man. Trust me, it is not. From somebody who does make videos on that team. I mean, teams do often go there and they just completely lose themselves. But, this is a Jim Harbaugh-led football team, and this team, they want to win the division. They feel like they are going to get the division, and it just feels like a must-win game, especially given the fact that the Broncos, of course, are taking on the Chiefs. You want the Broncos to lose to the Chiefs because all of a sudden it pushes you to first place, and now you have, you caught them, but also now you have the Broncos and Chiefs kind of, a little bit closer, and you want those teams to be clustered. And, obviously, ideally, the Chargers want the Chiefs to not make the playoffs, but first place is the goal here. A first round bye is still very well on the table. Not having the tiebreaker against The Colts, not the best thing, but the Colts have the second most difficult schedule remaining in football. See, the Chargers, I mean, their schedule is, yeah, they got a couple of tough teams here, but, there's nothing that really is going to terrify the Chargers. They feel confident in their ability to go into Denver, to go into Kansas City. The Cowboys game, I mean, might have the worst defense of football, Raiders, Jags. Like, this is a schedule that the Chargers can get it done. They can find a way to do it. They've got Justin Herbert, and it's just the defense, man. The defense is playing like the best unit in football right now. It's very similar to the defense last year where they gave up the fewest points. They might not be the sexiest, biggest, well-known name defense, but they get the job done, and Jesse Minter has put himself in the past 2 seasons into certain like head coaching conversations. I'm sure that teams looking for a coach are definitely going to give him an interview at the very least, if not hire him, which sucks for Charter fans. I mean, it's exciting for him, but obviously it's losing a big time mind. And we've seen like Mike McDonald went over to the Seahawks and look at the Ravens defense. So it seems a lot less. It seems like it doesn't matter all that much. It's like, oh well, this defense is so talented, but yeah, I mean, losing a name like that, Jesse Manor, it's going to be very difficult to replace Robert Saleh when he had left the Niners, right? And he's back now, but so that's why I feel like the Chargers need to take advantage of this season, and it's not fair. Life isn't fair, though. I mean, not having, of course, 2 all-pro players on the offensive line, your 2 starting running backs. Man, it sucks, but it's got to be next man up. And, one thing I've always preached the Chargers for the last couple of years is their depth and their ability to just find gems. And we saw it on full display, of course, against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, for example, in the secondary, of course, we saw R.J. Mickens come away with an interception and give the team good field position. And then Nico Reed also had a very good game. It's just having these, whether it be day 3 or undrafted players, step in and make plays is so big time. And then that with the addition of getting Perriman back and getting Mack back and also getting Jones back, of course. And we also saw Tuli Tuipulotu have yet another good game, man. I mean, he's just been a menace this season. So I just like where the Chargers are at. And, of course, yes, I'm excited to see how they play against the Jags. I mean, I'm excited to see how they play against the Chiefs in Arrowhead and the Broncos Week 18. I mean, that matters and all, but it's just about winning games, man. It don't matter how you win games. You just got to find a way to get it done. And the Chargers have had games this season where it wasn't all that pretty. Like the Titans game, for example, definitely was it wasn't amazing. I mean, it's pretty bad, but hey, man, winning is winning. It don't matter if it's by an inch. It don't matter if it's by a mile, right? Yeah, Dominic Toretto said that in Fast and the Furious, and that definitely has resonated with me because the Chargers, if they win the division, if they win the Super Bowl, it doesn't matter how they get it done. They just need to find a way to do it. And anytime Justin Herbert's on the field in this defense, they feel like they can beat anyone. But again, it's easier said than done. They're going to have to come to play, and they're going to have to prove it because I think this Jags game is one of those matchups where it will say a lot about this football team. Maybe not even just the talent, but just the mindset. Previously I would have said absolutely not. The Chargers are not winning this football game, but with Jim Harbaugh, I absolutely believe they are. And I'll be up and watching it. You best believe that. But yeah, this is just one of those games just on the schedule, man. Go and get it done. Get out of there as healthy as possible. I got a little bit concerned when you guys told me that Gadsden is injured, but he's gonna be fine. And 8-3 with given what's happened to this team is freaking crazy, man. Could you imagine like any other team going through what the Chargers have gone through with the amount of hits and pressures that Herbert has had to endure? Those teams would be getting excuses, but the Chargers are not going to get any excuses. That's fine, man. Just goes to show the amount of respect they have for Justin Herbert. I mean, he hasn't gotten it done, but nobody's more motivated and more disciplined than Justin Herbert right now. And I think he's going to go absolutely off against this weak Jags secondary. And I don't want to jinx the Chargers by any means. I mean, I could say anything. It just, like, obviously I'm not on the field and I can't do anything about it, but it's just like you look at the Jags roster and it's just a bad matchup. It's a bad matchup for them going up against the Chargers, because I think that Los Angeles is going to put up points, and I think the Jags are not going to be able to run the ball. They're going to be playing behind, and T-Law is not that dude. So, man, I really hope I don't sound like an idiot and the Jags win this game, but I feel very good about the Chargers in this one. Is it going to be a 30-14 game? No. I mean, it'll probably be 27-21. It'll probably be something like that, but again, I don't matter. Just win.